Hello everyone and welcome to today's Gems of War video. In this video I have for you my scouting report for Silverglade Week, which begins on July 1st, 2024. You can see Silverglade right over there in the northwest corner of the map. And in the underworld, you'll be able to spot Silver Necropolis, which is Silverglade's faction, also near the northwest corner of the map. Got a lot to cover for these two, so let's go ahead and get started. So Silverglade is a magic kingdom with a skill point bonus of magic. This is one of the four kingdoms I like to call the magic squared kingdoms. Obviously, this is one that you probably want to look at if you want to boost your magic, of course. The trait stone that's available in Silverglade is the Arcane Plains trait stone. Unfortunately, that one is also available in Divinian Fields if you're in the process of farming it. The maximum power for Silverglade is going to go up from 26 to 28 during this week, since we're going to be adding 2 troops. And the hero class for Silverglade is Archmagus. This is a really important one, particularly if you like purple mana, because once you get to the initial 3 traits for Archmagus, it gives you a double bonus for purple. And as you build Archmagus up, you'll also get another bonus for purple, giving it a triple bonus for purple. It also makes your hero a mystic, but it is mostly valuable for that triple bonus, and that does come in handy quite frequently. So you will probably get Archmagus to class level 100 without any problems. The faction Silver Necropolis has a restriction of purple or brown. The troops are okay. There aren't any that really stand out in my opinion. Vanya's Soulmourne maybe, Necrocorn maybe, but overall you'd be just fine to wait until you want to go for a pure faction run before you pick up any of these troops. So as the week begins, we'll be up to 37. We'll be 2 away from getting Silverglade to the maximum power of 30. 28 of those 37 troops are available in the various chest drop tables. 2 of them are mythics. Silver Necropolis has 5 troops available. They'll be adding 2 new troops during Silverglade Week. There's 1 tarot card that is available in the Vault drop table, and there's also a gem dragon that you will earn on your way to crafting Diamantina if you have not crafted Diamantina already. The weekly events, we have a raid boss event for the guilds, and that will have a restriction for Silverglade. And for the weekend, they'll be expanding Alithia, which is Draxum's faction. Alithia has a restriction of purple or blue, and the additional troop will bring Draxum's maximum power from 19 to 20. So if you have everything you need for Draxum, you can get an attack point at the end of this during this weekend. Anyway, one last thing: the Alithia's weapon is kind of okay. It's not one that you absolutely need, but you'll find a way to use it if you get it. I'm sure. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the core 4 and 4 more lists. Of course, the core 4 is the team, or the trials team. Pretty much, this is going to pass or fail based on Crystanax, which is the legendary. Removes all gems of a chosen color and then deals damage to all enemies boosted by gems removed, and then summons a silver draken. That's good because there's really not much else that particularly helps Crystanax. He does gain enchant when matching purple gems, which is going to help him out a little bit. But for the most part, when I did this, I pretty much put Silver Maiden and Wisp kind of like a skull shield of sorts, so that they'd have to chew their way through these two before they could get to Crystanax. Herald of Christinax is interesting. You might put him below Christinax, since he can boost Christinax's magic, and also he converts all blue gems to green, which essentially consolidates the two mana sources that Christinax uses. But other than that, Silver Maiden is a really good tanky troop to have in front. Gets 3 to all skills for being in first position, reduces damage from skulls by 40%, cleanses and barriers herself, and then destroys a row, and then gains more armor and life boosted by yellow gems destroyed. So yeah, it's just about casting Christinax enough times until you get all of the troops out of the way. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Hopefully it goes better for you than it did for me, because I remember this trials was pretty annoying. Okay, so the 4 more list. The first one, kind of I had been helping a new player a while ago, and this was their favorite DPS troop for quite a while. This one, the traits are okay, but she deals damage to all enemies and then enchants a random ally. Once they started using this troop, they started making a lot of progress through the various kingdom quests. They are now on to a little bit more of the tried and true meta teams now that they have the right troops for them. But this troop can actually get you through a lot of the early game content, and it is potentially valuable in Silverglade teams as well. Next, I have Lord Erondel, maybe. I don't know how to pronounce that, and I doubt the developers know how to pronounce that either. Deals damage to an enemy boosted by their mana. If they're a boss, deal 3 to 5 times damage based on their ascensions. Yeah, I think if you've seen a lot of my videos, you kind of know where I'm going with this. Basically, if you have this troop available, you can basically just use this troop and the new Godslayer troop, and you'll be just fine. You don't necessarily need to have multiple copies of the same Godslayer troop. Just make sure that just keep in mind that this troop does not give you any bonuses as far as doubling your score. Also, just has the regular magic throughout the event. But from my experience, that hasn't really been that big of a problem. I also have Tannenbaum for you to consider. Tannenbaum, sometimes you get a weird looking spell. It doesn't work quite the way you want it to. For example, there's a troop out there that you entangle an enemy, which is entangle the first enemy, which is great. Then you kick that enemy to the back, which is like, well, what was the point of entangling them? Well, this one does the opposite. This one deals damage to an enemy, entangles them, then pulls them to the front, which is where you want the entangled enemy to be. Because if the entangled enemy is in the front, that means none of the other attack values matter, unless in most cases. In addition, you've got a really good third trait that goes with that spell, which deals triple skull damage versus entangled enemies. What's not to like about that? As for the mythics, you've got pretty much a choice of 2 if you're waiting for one to pop up in Soulforge. Keep in mind that the purple dragon you'll get on your as you're getting Diamantina, but as far as which one to go for, in my opinion, it's a pretty easy decision. You go for Queen Aurora. You can get Will of Nisha later, but Queen Aurora is very, very important in this game. I feel like I don't use her nearly as often as I feel like I should. She gives all other allies barrier and life, and it creates 10 gems of a chosen color, which is great. But take a look at that third trait. Rainbow Link gains bonus mana for all gem matches. That is basically the summation of all 6 of the other links that you see on a lot of the other troops. And that's what makes Queen Aurora so important. I feel like it's that makes her so important. I forget why I don't use her very often in other teams, but you can use her in the raid boss event, and you can use her in the other things that we're doing this week. So anyway, let's move on to the weapons, and of course, you need 14 of these if you're looking ahead to getting Silverglade to power 30. Of course, it can't get there yet, but let's take a look at some of the ones that you might want to use. And you know what? I'm just gonna get this one out of the way. You're gonna have, if you have a guild like mine, you're gonna have at least 2 guild members who are going to say, make sure you get this one on Tuesday. So I'm gonna say it with them. Make sure you get this one on Tuesday. Life and death. This is the Silver Necropolis weapon. You'll only be able to craft this on Tuesday. You could also buy it from the Faction Assault store if you want to get it that way. It steals life from the last 2 enemies, death marks them, then blesses yourself. This is a very, very popular weapon. You'll see it in a lot of recommended teams from other channels. I use it sometimes. I probably don't use it as often as I should. It's also got enchanting, which is my all-time favorite upgrade for different weapons. And yeah, this is getting a double death mark on the last 2 enemies. It can turn the tides if it works. So, but yeah. Anyway, get that. Make sure you get that one. Emerald Blade is a good one as well. Explodes purple gems and then grants a random status effect to all Silverglade allies. Then summons a Silverglade troop. Those are always pretty useful to get. Crystal Point deals 48 damage or magic-based damage to an enemy boosted by Silverglade allies. Creates a mix of 6 yellow and purple gems for each Silverglade ally. That's a good combination right there. And you've also got the class weapon, which is the Reflection of Good. If you like the Essence of Evil, you'll like this weapon because it's the exact opposite. It grants all status effects to an ally and explodes the number of gems of their mana color. So basically, every good thing that you can get in this game, Reflection of Good gives one of your troops all of them, which actually works pretty good. I feel like I like this more than Essence of Evil, so I think maybe Essence of Evil is a little bit easier for the AI to use on defense, in case that ever matters again. Okay, there's one doomed weapon in Silverglade that you can consider. This is the healing weapon, so it's not really that important in my opinion. I did level it up, and it does work, but it is probably the lowest class of the doomed weapons. So you're probably getting this one if you're kind of done with weapons and you're just collecting the remaining doomed weapons that you want, but it might not be what you want from Silverglade. Also worth noting is the Cursebreaker Wand. Now this is available all the time in the Soulforge, so you do not have to get this during Silverglade week. However, as far as Cursebreaker weapons go, this is my favorite. It does scatter damage plus 4 per tempering level, so whatever that scatter damage is plus 40 if you've maxed it out. Blesses all purple allies, curses all purple enemies. This is a pretty good early weapon to have sometimes, where you just charge it up, let it go, and let it wreck everything on the other side. So it is a pretty good weapon to have, and I do recommend you get it. And temper it if you can, if you have the Forge Scrolls to do it. Keep in mind that the Forge Scrolls or you need to forge scrolls both for the Cursebreaker weapons and the Doomed weapons. And now let's take a quick look at the pets that are available in Silverglade. There's one more down here, but that's just a cosmetic pet. The most important one, of course, is the Tiny Corn. Tiny Corn is the one that gives you the Kingdom bonus for Silverglade, and of course, the Starry Tiny Corn is the one that you put up with the core 4 teams for, because this one gives you another team bonus for Silverglade. As far as the rest of them, BFAT, I think this is a really important one to get as well. This one gives you a team bonus for elves. Even if you don't use elves in Silverglade, you probably have favorite elf teams, so getting a team bonus for that couldn't hurt. You also have Arcanus' Hound down here, and if you use Arcanus, this will give you a skill point bonus for all stats for Arcanus. It will go up to 5 if you get this one maxed out. And finally, we have the faction pet for Silver Necropolis, the Bonacorn. And yeah, once you get Silver Necropolis maxed out, you'll get this one at level 20 for free. And keep in mind that if you're looking to see exactly what you need for Silverglade, make sure that you get at least 4 of these at level 20 and a 5th one at a level. And that should do it. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. Consider subscribing to this channel and or follow me on Twitch if you'd like to see more of my content. And in the comments below, let me know what you think of Silverglade. Let me know that you have gotten it in your head that you're going to get, the only reason that you shouldn't get the faction weapon is because you already have it. Let me know everything I get wrong, and I'll see you in the next video.